We're recording, so whenever you're ready to talk your shit, talk your shit.
Well, I'm ready to talk my shits, internet. And I'm only wondering, what in the entire hell is going on with the DCEU? Uh, as a huge fan, I have nothing but questions. So I had to bring it to the table tonight with my guys, my fellow heroes in disguise, my buddy Fresh and my buddy Will. It's your hero scumbag Sherm, and we are the basement protagonists, and we're here tonight. Fellas, what's going on?
What
Everything in
up, though?
peace. It's word.
Can't call it, man. Can't call it. So I don't know, man. I just for this episode, I just feel like charged up. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the greatest fucking, well, sorry, internet's not effing, but some of the greatest heroes of all time exist in the DCU, and here we are with a new Batman on the way, the Batman, and we were just discussing this off topic, and it turns out it's not even counting towards anything. So that got me to thinking, what are we doing? We already got Twilight coming to play Batman. And honestly, it looks okay. That's a different discussion. But going forward, what are we doing? Guys, it's been stirring with me all week, all day. What do you think?
But Will's the
Yeah, I think
aficionado
it's
when
gonna
it
be
comes
more
to
of the
these
same.
speak.
More of the same.
Man,
More of the same.
I think it's gonna be more of the same, man. Just more confusion. The slate that they got lined up, man. What is it? Batgirl, Shazam, Black Adam. Um, it's just it don't sound like it has any direction. It's just a lot of nonsense going on, man, and just hoping that it works.
Hoping that something sticks. You were saying that the Batman isn't. So there's no base continuity with this whole thing. The Batman is just a one-off, just like the Joker was a one-off, right?
hmm Yep.
The Joker was trash.
I don't disagree with that, but for as a one-off, it was, I guess it worked for a one-off, But I know a lot of the internet loves it. Personally speaking, I thought it could have been better, but again, it's one of those things. Where does that movie fit in with everything? It doesn't fit anywhere. We're just out here rolling, I don't know if you got a chance to check our last episode, internets. We were just discussing the MCU and Spider-Man, and going forward, there's an obvious continuity, a plan, everything to make you want to be attached to these characters. There's none of that in the DCU. There's none of that. So I guess that's where I'm at tonight, guys. Fresh, what do you think?
I think it's trash. I don't believe so. Like me, I'm a Marvel head. I love DC. I think they got some of the greatest characters known to mankind. And Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Thug Batman. White privileged thug we call Batman. So, but when you dealing with like say for instance like Marvel, every movie has a purpose, and somehow they either drop Easter eggs to show like, hey, this is connected to this, or what I'm saying, characters swoop in and out, or parts of storylines intertwine and things of that nature, making it what a quote unquote universe. But when you have like the when the Twilight movie is like 3 hours, right? It feels like a waste of time to watch something that's going nowhere. You know what I mean? Even the Sony joint with Venom. You know what I'm saying? They intertwine Venom into the new Spider-Man. So like everything is like connected. When it's off base, it feels all kiltered. I haven't seen Twilight yet. Just be Batman. No one has. But you know what I'm saying? You're just going right off Batfleck. You know what I mean? He was a pretty dope Batman. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a man that worked 80 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Just tired of the shit that's going on in the world. He looked always tired, and I felt that. You know what I'm saying? He got tired of breaking clavicle. He got tired of breaking femurs. He's tired of his white privilege, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So his other one, he's young, so he's lavishing in it. You know what I'm saying? I like that they got Zoe Kravitz in it as Catwoman, but We don't know the details and plot because the main villain was supposed to be Riddler. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you can make the Riddler a strong villain. Uh, it's like doing haikus. You know what I'm saying? The haiku is going to be between me and death. You know what I mean? That's I don't know, bruh.
I think that movie is gonna be real good, though, man. I think that movie is gonna break a lot of records, and I think that's what they're waiting on. I think they're waiting to see how that movie performs, and if it's like groundbreaking and everybody loves it, then I think they're gonna make him the face. They're gonna make him the main Batman. They're trying to come up with a plan right now, and they're hoping to use Flashpoint or whatever the movie that Flash movie is called, a jumping point for the new universe going forward.
So the Flashpoint paradox, that's canon to the whole universe.
I mean, it's gonna reset a lot of things. I mean, from what they're saying, we're gonna get Michael Keaton's Batman as the main Batman. He's gonna be like a Nick Fury type behind the scenes training younger heroes. So Henry Cavill will be gone, Ben Affleck will be gone. In their stead, we're gonna get the new Barbara Gordon Batwoman as the Bat person, and then we'll get I don't know what this Supergirl's distinction is. I don't know if she's Kara Zar-El, but she's gonna be the super person. So you'll have a trinity of Wonder Woman, Batwoman, and Supergirl.
It feels wokish, man.
Yeah, it's
I,
very woke, very woke.
I don't really mind if this quote unquote woke, as long as the story is good. But I, you give me no hope when I hear these things, man. I don't even feel like they're gonna make good stories.
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Woke movies deal with a lot of grandstanding and telling you what you should think and do or whatnot. And it takes away from the story. Let the story be what it is. You know what I mean? Don't force certain things down people's throats. Pause. Like say for instance when the Marvel joint, the was it Papa Duck and Bucky, that series,
Mhm.
with Papa Duck at the end of that
Mhm.
series, he went on this tangent of woke shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, I understand who your audience is. Your audience isn't me, and you trying to talk
Mhm.
to the majority of this country. You know what I mean? And tell them whatever it is. But that I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of that grandstanding shit, man. Just be what you are, man, and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, killing off Batfleck, and and like say for instance, if Twilight, if he becomes the Batman, they just gonna rope in the events of this one into the main universe.
You mean Robert Pattinson for the record? I'm like, why? Who is Twilight? Nobody's watching. Okay, I got you. Robert Pattinson, aka Twilight, Mr. Sparkles. All right, I got you. All right, just had to make sure that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I mean, so that's my question. I'm like, you're trying to keep certain elements. You're constantly trying to keep Wonder Woman. What's her name? You keep her as a constant because
Gal Gadot.
her movies do well. You know, yeah, Gal Gadot. So you're trying to keep Gal Gadot and rearrange or reassemble all these characters and around certain things that work. It's very tricky. It's gonna be hard. So they're trying to use Flashpoint as a way to say, hey, this is our Infinity Stone. This is the events that happen in Endgame. This is our Endgame, essentially. This small sidestep of saving this character changed these events, and these are the new iterations of Bat person, super person going forward.
But Flashpoint is a later in the year thing, right? When does Flashpoint due out?
I think that comes out after this Bat movie, the Batman.
So right, you know, that's where my thinking is. Like, all right, if Batman, and I guess he's not a tone setter. If Flash is the tone setter, this is a one-off Batman that's nearly 3 hours. Why should I even be vested in this? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm wasting my time entirely. I don't even want
Facts.
to bother with that if it means nothing.
I
It goes
mean,
nowhere. So
this is
if
supposed to
you
be
would
the
have,
most accurate depiction of Batman.
so right. With that being said, you
This
should
is
have
supposed
called
to,
it something like Batman Year One or something. You know, like
but
a
I don't
base
think
one
this
off.
is. I don't think this is his year one. I think this might be his year two. I'm not sure how they're structuring it. It might be his year one, but his armor, everything is slowly starting to evolve. This don't
Mhm.
look like a year one Batman. This looks like somebody's just got a little bit of experience up under his belt.
Yeah, no, and to be fair, I really wish it was a Batman Year One because that's an amazing art. I love those series to see, Batman struggling with random goons and shit. You know what I mean? Like, give me a new approach to Batman. Um,
Honestly, do
Mhm.
we really need another approach to Batman? It's
yes,
been it's been like
only
five iterations of Batman. You have a ton of characters to actually flesh out and give more. Like, all right, Batman is your cash cow, right?
well,
Doesn't matter the iteration of it. Make
Mhm.
him kooky, make him serious,
yeah,
make him whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like, you're gonna bring people to the theaters to watch Batman. You know what I'm saying? In our lifetime, what we had Keaton, we had Kilmer, we had Bale, and we had the other dude. You
Clooney.
know what I mean? Clooney, yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Each one of them, you know what I'm saying, did numbers, good or bad. And like you bringing in Twinkle, Twilight, and you know what I mean, you just adding on to it. Like, come on, we got. It's not like James Bond or something, fam. You know what I mean? Like, Affleck. Affleck was the best. Yo, Affleck was an amazing one. Bell was an amazing one.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Keaton, was amazing. You know what I mean? Clooney was there. You know what I mean? And Kilmer was good.
but there's the
So
thing. There's no overall goal of what we're doing here. That's why I'm saying this has to be a one-off, and you have to tell people it's a one-off Batman to get me vested. So if you give me a trilogy of Batman Year Ones, I can deal with that just knowing it's Batman Year One, and you know what I'm saying. And they're gonna give it a whole different approach. He's gonna be a different type of Batman, and still even more an offensive scumbag than he normally is. You know what I mean? Because he's really cracking clavicles.
yeah, but
But
remember Bell did Batman Begins, so we've seen Batman Year One. We've seen him in a Chinese prison
mm,
beating up 7 people, being put in solitary confinement to protect the prisoners from him. We've seen that, you know what I
no, you're
mean?
right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, no, no.
So we've seen different iterations of Batman per se. You know what I mean? Like we not
But
we
but
we we
here, but
seen
here's the thing, though, Fresh. But that's the thing, though, Fresh. We haven't seen. They say this is the most powerful version of Batman. We've seen all those different versions of Batman. Pattinson's supposed to be all of those wrapped into one. The
well
detective, the great
he breaking
martial
the
artist,
femur and the
the
clavicle at the
playboy.
same time.
So this is OP Batman then? Do I need to see
Yeah, this
OP
supposed to be
Batman?
OP. You're gonna see him
See,
putting in work. You're gonna see him the greatest detective. You're gonna see him
mhm.
putting paws on people. You're gonna see him with the ladies.
I, I don't know how to
So
feel
I mean,
about
this is
that.
supposed to be the most complete version of Batman to date. I like Ben Affleck. I love him. I think he's the best Batman, like you said. But how much detective work did you see him? Much shit y'all talk about Batman. Ain't no other heroes out here saving no missing kids. They don't give a fuck. Superman ain't never went and rescued nobody who's missing. He ain't looking for nobody's kid. He don't give a shit. He too busy over the city. Batman is the one who gonna find your missed kid. So this is what we're gonna see: the greatest detective on the planet at work, and then he gonna be breaking people off. I'm excited about it.
So why is it 3 hours? What do you think we're gonna get out of this Batman? You know, and I know it's not gonna
Because
set
it's
the
it's
tone. Mhm.
it's a thriller. So you say, um, which is not Mad Hatter, but the Riddler.
Really?
The Riddler is a psychopath. He's a serial killer. So he's gonna be like the Zodiac. He's modeled after the Zodiac killer. So it's Batman trying to solve this mystery of who this guy is and trying to track this guy down and save lives. So that's you know, it sounds like a great thriller. You're gonna have a little bit of his origin in there. You got a story with him and Catwoman. You know, it's a lot to happen, and we don't want it to be too quick of a story, or it won't. It needs to be fleshed out. So, but that 3 hours is including the credits as well. So we're looking at a little under 3 hours.
Now, if you go to theaters where I'm from, they'll tell you the movie starts at 3, but it really don't start to 3:45. So tack on that 3 hours, and it's gonna be a whole adventure. So
Yeah, man. You know all those upcoming movies
Think
that
it'll
you
be
had to
only 3
watch
hours.
on and all that.
but that's just where I'm from. I can't speak on where the internet's at. So as
But
Will
we
is
said that about Endgame.
Mhm.
We said that
Endgame is
about
amazing. though.
Endgame. How
Endgame
many
was
other?
amazing.
Well, how many?
Endgame.
But I
Mhm.
think we're gonna feel that way about this movie at the end of it.
Hold
See,
on,
no,
fam.
no,
Hold on.
hold on, Fresh. No,
Endgame,
hold on, wait, because we waited 10, 15
10
years.
years.
to
10
end
years.
Endgame. That was a hell of a payoff. You damn right I want 3 hours. In fact, I want 6 hours, and
10
I got
years
6
of
Come
my
on,
hours.
don't
life
have me
in
get
Marvel
started on
because
Endgame.
But no, we not.
Don't
Yeah,
have me get started on Endgame.
and we
No,
not.
please
But
don't.
that's what I'm saying. But here's my approach. And Fresh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, do
I'm
your
just
thing.
saying if we're gonna do amazing one-offs, Fresh, to your point you made a minute ago, let's go back and get these amazing characters and make some amazing one-offs. We don't even need a continuity storyline. Who gives a damn? You know what I mean? I think the animated DC does a better job with that anyway. But
Facts.
but if we're just because Joker was a great movie as a one-off, but I thought it wasn't. Okay, cool, I saw it. Where does it fit in? It doesn't. So I think DC just has to start taking those amazing characters they have and just saying, shit, man, we're gonna start making movies. We're gonna make a Lobo movie. We're gonna make a weak ass Blue Beetle movie. You know what I'm saying? And turn it to a whole fiasco. They got
But
enough
they do
characters
have
to
a
do
Blue
stuff
Beetle
like that.
movie.
A live
Got
action one?
you see it? They're gonna take. Yeah, they got a live action Blue Beetle movie that's supposed to be coming out. It's not this year, but it'll
Okay, I'm about to
be
say
in
coming
a year
out.
or two.
Okay. About to say, man, because if it came
Yeah,
out previously,
yeah.
it most likely was garbage. Because nobody heard of it. So,
I was about to say,
No, not yet.
low key,
okay.
I'm waiting for my guy Static Shock. I grew up in the Static Shock era. They're fumbling the bag bad. Like, you need a Static Shock. You need these type of heroes on the streets for little kids and shit. Don't front like you didn't like Static Shock, Will. I saw that face.
Oh man, we used to dog Static Shock, man. A black dude riding around on the trash can lid. No thanks.
Hey, when he got his trench coat, he became the
Not
man.
me,
though.
sir.
He's like, not you.
Not me, sir. I'm good. No.
Oh my god.
The Big Bang Baby. Oh man, that show was terrible, man.
Yo, I
Oh,
love
Was that
Static Shock.
Ebon, Ebony? Oh, that was so disrespectful. Oh,
come on, man. You gotta get some love to Static Shock.
Ebon.
Come on, man. This is what I'm saying, man.
Ebon.
DC
His name was Ebon.
Ebon. Well, at least we know he made the Justice League later in life. So, we got that for him. I mean, okay, so Flashpoint's
Yeah.
coming. I know we got a random rock movie. What's my man? I don't even think it's what's Black Adam. It's just a rock movie to me now. I think that shit's ruined already. So I'm really looking forward to Flash because he's probably a top 5 for me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I watched the series. I watched a little bit of the series, man. Depends on how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the series in the sense where it's all PG and all that good stuff, Um, it was kind of trash, man. Not to downplay it and all that, because like all those CW, WB, was that Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, they were, you know what I'm saying, pretty subpar when it comes to entertainment value.
I
When it
don't
comes
know.
to actually,
Hey, they'll go. Some fans will go to war for that. You know, the internet's will go to war for that. Fresh, but
more power to them. You know what I'm saying? You like it, I love it, but
yeah,
I ain't gonna front on you, man. Like it's like say for instance, like in Arrow, the dude killed about 80 people. And then he said, I'm gonna stop killing. And they just totally forgive him. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, this dude just murdered so many people. He was on all these wanted lists. And then all of a sudden, he turned to like season 3 and season 4. Y'all forget it? Like, I don't know, bro.
he's rich. He's rich and he's white. What do you mean? It's right in your face. Come on. Don't deny this. Right. That's just the story they're telling, man. You know, I don't know.
Very true.
Like, I agree with you. First of all, he's running around with arrows. I never personally, I never got into it. I got some family members who absolutely love it. It's not for me. I don't care who you are. You got an arrow.
No bueno.
No, yeah, I can't do it. I'm just sorry. Nah.
Hey, could you imagine being in a situation where you need a goddamn hero, the nigga with a bow and arrow show up? Oh my
this
god!
Nigga brought out arrows.
Hey fam, where's your gun at? This is my gun. What?
This nigga bring out trick arrows too, man.
Yeah, right. Smoke bomb arrows.
Smoke bomb, shoot out marbles. Like, what the fuck you gonna do marbles, man? He got a gun to my head. What is the arrow gonna do, man?
Hey, you fuck around and catch a slug to your damn head, trying to run, man. Fucking around with this guy.
Arrows.
He couldn't get the arrow twisted fast enough. Get your ass out of here, arrow guy. But you know, I just feel like we have to come to grips meeting because DC has got so much latent potential, but they're wasting it. I do appreciate how they make fun of themselves in this day and age. I think that's dope, but you got to capitalize on that, man. You got to ride that wave, and part of that is creating some momentum and continuity, you know.
Yeah, so like say for instance, like for every PG one, like we were saying, like Arrow, even though he was a sadomasochistic murderer on WB, Superman, Supergirl and Arrow. There was also like, you know, the more mature stuff like Titans, which was terrible. You know what I mean? Where it's like it has. I'm like, yo, none of this has no direction. I feel I'm not invested in anything. The most invested I felt was that actual Doom Patrol, which was characters that were off kilter from the main like characters of Marvel. Of DC. See, I even call it Marvel now because it's almost that non-existent. You know, like, come on, fam. Like, they're like, it hurts my soul. Like, you have all these amazing characters and you can't wrap it up into like one storyline of greatness. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have, and then they'll have like 4 different Supermans, 3 different Flashes. You know what I'm saying? Depending on if this is the mature rated Flash or the PG Flash. You know what I mean? Or is this the Arrow that kill people? Is this the one that they're like, you know, bubble gum and Pop Tarts? You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro.
Yeah, because I'm honestly not a fan.
And that's the reason why they.
Mm-hmm. My bad. Well, go ahead.
My bad. That's the reason why they can't be successful, because everything that they create is so divisive, man. I mean, it just fractures. Either people hate it absolutely or they love it absolutely. You've got your CW fans, you've got your animated fans, you've got your live action fans, you got your DC universe fans. So you got like 4 or 5 different universes of just hardcore fans, and they haven't really extended any olive branches to all the fans. Say, come get behind this. Marvel didn't really have a lot of dog cartoons that you can really think back on. The cartoons you think about for like Avengers,
Trash.
they weren't all that good. They were super choppy. Like the
Gee,
Iron Man
oh,
old
gee.
cartoon was terrible. Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have a lot of hit cartoons. So you
Mhm.
decades of dog ass Batman content, decades of Justice League. Think about Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited. Man,
Amazing
that shit was
cartoon.
like
Yeah.
epic. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then you got your hardcore CW fan. I was a big fan of Flash. I enjoyed the first season of DC Legends of Tomorrow. It was campy. They were just fun shows. But you got hardcore fans that's all they know, and they don't want to go support Ezra Miller. The
Mm.
DC fans are super rooted, and they like what they like, and they don't really give opportunities to other iterations of the characters that they like.
That's
That's
a
why I don't think they'll ever be able to get ahead.
that's a dangerous game to play because yeah, like I was just thinking before you said it, you said it, I was thinking it. Give me the CW Flash before you give me Ezra Miller. And that it shouldn't be that way. It should be one to unite all of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that is. DC's got to figure that out, but that's what I'm saying. You're either going to own this individual camp, individual bases of just being CW guys versus movie guys versus animated guys versus comic guys, or you're gonna, figure it all out and tie them all together and make it make sense. They got a lot of comic storylines to make it all make sense, like 52 and all that kind of nonsense. Or um, damn, I can't even think of the one where Batman proved his true white privilege and had got his dossier discovered over every hero, and they were all pissed off. What was that one called, Fresh?
iMac project.
OMAC. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
OMAC,
I forgot
OMAC.
what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, that white
Comeback,
privilege
though,
bullshit. We supposed to be homies.
Yeah.
And you know how to kill me in the first 5 minutes of meeting me.
Yeah.
And you got it on a satellite.
You
And you
wrote off.
got robots to kill me just in case. Man, don't get me started on Batman. The whole.
So right, I mean, but if the Flashpoint is gonna do what it's got to do, I think DC's got to do two things cinematically, and that's why I like the James Gunn approach. They're campy and fun, but they're also deadly. Like, hey, people are dying out here. You know what I'm saying? Big time characters.
Peacemakers go.
Yeah. So if they're gonna let James Gunn set the tone for the DCEU, I'm with that. But you also got to know that these guys,
Hey, but
these DC characters are like gods, though. They're playing for keeps. So Flashpoint's got to be epic, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
I don't really
Mhm.
see that it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be big based off of that little teaser trailer that they dropped at DC Fandom. It don't look like it's. It don't look like it's gonna be groundbreaking. I think they're bringing Michael Keaton back, as you were talking about it. I think they want him to be like their Tony Stark. Everybody, they want a face that the fans really like, and they think it's Michael Keaton. They think that it's gonna galvanize like the old heads. They think that it's just this big love for Michael Keaton. I can see him now that we talking about it being the one that sacrifice itself eventually, and they're trying to endear and bring all these different fans together and tie it together. I just don't see that it's going to be as epic as Superman Way Home. They don't. What characters are they going to bring in? They're going to have to bring in Arrowverse characters. They're going to have to. It's going to have to get kind of out there to really just grab the imagination and bring
More
the fans
convolution.
back to them. Yeah, I think it's just going to be divisive. It's just going to cause. It's going to create more questions than answers, and people are going to hate it, and they're going to be back in a box and not know what to do for the next 5 to 10 years, making one-off Batman and villain stories every couple years.
I really think they just need to have so many brilliant character builds. Make one your franchise player and build your universe around them. You know what I mean? So like Marvel sold off they best properties in Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, whatever, right? So who they make they franchise? They make the Iron Man. Just so happened they got the perfect actor to be their franchise player, and everything revolved around him. And you built out your storyline and your veins and your story plots, whatever, for 10 years for it to end with him dying. You know what I mean? Now you go into your next franchise, which it looks like it's going to be Spider-Man. All right, cool. Who's the franchise player in DC that you build your team around, so that all the stories can be woven?
I think it's got. I think it's got to be.
Why is it one-off?
It's got to be Flash, because Flash is the one that's done it a few times. Plus, Flash is that guy too.
I think. Yeah, he is, but we're talking about somebody that we as fans can get behind. Flash, I don't really see him the guy.
I see that's strong because, like, again, his personal character, depending on what Flash we're going with, all of them has been through stuff. So, you know, you could pick one of them and say, hey, this guy's going to unite all of them. I don't know which one it'll be. Obviously, they've done Bart and Barry, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I think he's the one that has that potential. I mean, it's damn near it's definitely not going to be like Dr. Fate or Tim Drake or Lobo.
It could be Black Lightning.
It definitely ain't going to be him. You know what I'm saying? It won't even be one of them Green Lanterns. Honestly, it could be a Green Lantern, but I don't think they got the nutsack to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Why you shit on Black Lightning, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you seen the series. The man, 6 foot dude, you know what I'm saying, wearing the electrical pajamas.
Can you imagine Black Lightning being the basis of the whole DCEU though? Like, for real.
Oh man.
Dudes gotta come through Black Lightning. They gotta come through Detroit to holler at Black Lightning. Like, yeah.
Hey, look. So you pointed out something, and I'm gonna say this, and this is controversial. People might not like this. Fresh, what you just stated, saying having one character be the face and basis that you build an entire universe around, essentially, I think that's a weakness. Trying to tell a linear story with fictional characters. Tony's dead. You think about it. Tony Stark will never interact with Reed Richards. You keep trying to tell this linear story. Now we're talking about secondary characters like America Chavez, Young Miss Marvel, Hulkling, Wicked. We're already talking about them, but your older heroes, your main heroes, haven't even really got started yet. In the comics, these guys are saving the day almost every day. Go from one adventure to the next. We're telling stories every 2 years with these characters. Meanwhile, the actors are getting older. Unfortunately, people are passing. People's contracts are ending. And you're trying to tell a linear story. I think what DC's got going on, all this division, could eventually start working with them, working for them, just like we never really got universe, all these time, year to year spanning stories. We just got one-offs, when we were growing up. So I think eventually all this is going to catch up with the MCU, and you're going to have to restart everything, because you look at it, Sam Jackson is like 70, Don Cheadle's in his 60s. Everybody's getting older. You spending all this money to de-age people and make them look young. Meanwhile, they want to move on and show that, hey, I got the chops to do other stuff as an actor.
That's fine. I understand that, but I don't see it as a weakness. I see it as a strength, because you're building off a character. We're talking about the character. We're not just talking about the actor, because I personally believe with the unfortunate passing of Boseman, Black Panther should be replaced by another actor. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the actual character build. You have a character and you build around the character, in a sense that, well, Iron Man, you know what I'm saying, like Tony Stark himself, he died. Because mind you, this whole universe thing that we did with Marvel has been over 10 years of our life. 10 years, 10 summers. That's a decade of time for it to wrap up one storyline. So it is possible if you keep doing all these one-offs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what do you rather get hit with, a slap or a fist? You know what I mean? Nobody want to get hit with a fist over a slap. You know what I mean? Except for, if it's a disrespect thing. But
here's the thing. Right, but you just said it. You said 10 years, right? 10 years or so. I don't know how time works in the MCU, but time does work. That's why we're starting to get younger heroes replacing the older heroes. So they're trying to tell a linear story. Yeah,
okay.
say
10 years
okay,
in DC,
you don't,
right? You have no idea what's happening.
Mhm.
In DC is nothing.
Yeah.
We don't know nothing what's happening, what's going to happen next, or nothing, because it's so fractured. You know what I mean? Like, if you actually had something solid to build on, because I know, like, say for instance, like, while they doing the Batman stuff with Affleck, with Superman as Cavill, they doing the Crisis of Infinite Earths on CW. You know what I'm saying? They like they not intertwining at all, like it should be. Because like the Crisis of Infinite Earths should be a gigantic, momentous occasion for everybody to be like, yo, man, did you watch that? Did you watch that? No, it's a blip because everything is so fractured. You know what I mean?
I agree with Will to a point, though.
That came 20 years ago. The CW started like 20 years ago, man. So you know that aggressiveness, man. What was you saying, Joe?
I agree with your point. So when you really think of it like this, when you think of it, okay, the year is 2022 now, and like you said, MCU is moving linearly, if that's a word. What does that look like in 2035? What story are you telling? So at some point, you're gonna have to do the one-off thing. Like, all right, Spider-Man, these characters are mantle characters. I agree. You can make money off them for a long time, but you can't shut them down for life. You can't just say, oh, well, you can't find a new Tony Stark, an actor, so we're going to shut down Tony Stark, the character. That doesn't make sense to me. So
they're doing a reiteration of it.
Well, I get it. So, right. So in 2030, are we replaying? We just going to rewind the MCU and the DCU and do it again? So again, to the point we made earlier, yeah, the one-offs make sense, but I get what Marvel's doing too. But I think DC, if this thing keeps playing out and it's just one-off, they'll be okay at the end. Even though I think they're doing a disservice to fans to not give them something continuous and linear. I think the linear thing, man, we're talking about kids who are raised with these characters, bro. Like, I know we're grown men who were raised with these characters from comic book to movie, but you can't lose sight of that type of stuff, and you become super vested and a super fan, and your licensing, all that stuff becomes bigger when you do it a certain way, instead of just having like a one-off Dark Side movie or a Black Canary movie, that doesn't really move the needle, and you're like, I saw it, but okay, cool. So it depends on how you look at it, man.
The thing about this though, so if you look at the animation from DC, they restarted everything, and then they did something that was linear. The Doom, the Son of Batman, all those movies were connected until it got to Flashpoint Paradox. Then he did the runaround, whatever, right? Made a totally different story. Did a runaround again, made a totally different universe. Fast forward, then it goes into that one movie where I think it was like Dark Apocalypse or something like that, when everybody got murdered.
Yeah,
that Superman got filled with kryptonite, so he couldn't have his powers and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then what they do again, Flash ran again, so the Flashpoint Paradox happened again. You know what I'm saying? To wipe his slate clean. But
it's very annoying watching DC do what they do, because they have amazing cross-platform stories that span different characters doing different things. This little corner pocket of what Green Lantern matters big versus what Aquaman's doing over here matters just as big, and they don't know how to tie all that together, and that is so frustrating, because if anybody's doing a linear story, it's DC because the stakes are so tremendously high. Like Darkseid showing up, Darkseid showing up is a problem. You know what I'm saying? World showing up is a problem. A boombox showing up, what's it? A boombox. What are they called?
Boombox.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's the joint? The mother box. A problem.
Yeah,
you know?
mother boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, these things are problems, bro. Like Superboy Prime is a problem. Like, come on, man. They don't. I don't think they know how great their characters are. That's another thing. They kind of limit themselves.
Yeah, and you kind of, you know, I'm not a huge Kevin Feige fan. I do admire what I think he gets a lot of credit. I'm not gonna downplay him. I think he gets a lot of credit for chopping up other people's stories and putting them together. That's the only reason I really give him a hard time. But I'm wondering if they really need somebody like that over at DC that's passionate, that understands the characters, that wants to create something cohesive. I'm just saying, in the long game, I think all this one-off stuff could help them. But in the short term, having a cohesive linear story will get more people behind their products and want people to go out and see each and every movie, and if it's good, want to go back and watch it several times. But I don't see that with their current slate, man. I don't see it happening.
Same.
Yeah, 'cause the more or less is like you need something linear to be invested in the character. You need to see him more than one time. Like we can look at this one movie that's 2 hours long. Okay, cool. You look at, and then next movie they release, that one character is non-existent. His storyline is non-existent, or they replace that character with another character that, you know what I mean? Like it's like, come on, bro. Like, say for instance, like Suicide Squad, right? You invested in Will Smith for Deadshot, right? All right, fine. Business happened, whatever. Will Smith don't want to do it no more. Then they, instead of making somebody else a character for Deadshot, they bring in another character for Stringer Bell that is similar to Deadshot, but now you got to invest, got a whole different backstory. Now you got to invest in that person, whatever, right? And then all of a sudden, that person's not there no more. So like it's nothing to. It feels almost like masturbation without the climax. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fun ride, and then but once you get to it, it's like, come on, bro. Like, I want something more. You know what I mean?
Well, I got nothing for that one. I wonder what the internet's got to say. It's the DCEU, like edging. Is that where we're going? Get you almost there, then leave you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let's let it breathe on that one. Let's let it breathe on that one. I think it was a good discussion. You know, I'm curious about the feedback. And we're gonna go from there, man. What big picture the thing, DC has some amazing stories they could tell. They just refuse to tell them, and it's disappointing, internet. So, guys, you know, I think it was another good episode tonight. I don't know how you guys feel. If you want to add anything to it.
Oh, I said all I
got it off
say.
my chest, man.
You told them how you feel, and you know that's real. That's real. Well, on that note, I hope the internet tells us how they feel about what we said. I know we were talking flagrant tonight, so you know, not too flagrant. But if you're a fan of one of these Arrow guys, let us know how you feel, and we can discuss it. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of Arrow love around here. Sorry. I don't give a damn. It's DC, MC. I don't.
Hold on, man.
Image Comics. I don't care.
Hold on, man. So you're telling me, guys, you have all these guys that got powers that can cause planetary extinction, right? You have dudes that shoot lasers out their eyeballs, people that can control millions of people with their mind. All these, you got guns everywhere, whatever, right? And this dude show up with arrows.
The question of the universe. We might have to do an episode on it, just to vent and get it off our chest to make it really be known. But I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. But we appreciate you tonight for listening and watching. And like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed the content. And we'll just keep bringing you more. With that being said, we're going to leave you hanging for the evening until we see you next time.
All right, yeah, like DC, huh? Leave you with blue balls, huh? Pause.
Peace.
Peace out.
This guy.